Welcome back to the show. Got Eli Oklejas, president of Fluid Equipment Development Company, fondly known in Monroe County as FEDCO. Eli, thanks for joining us on the show.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Great, great. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into all the interesting things that the company is doing.
Well, there's a pattern here. I'm also from Monroe County. I just grew up a few miles north of where FEDCO is. Went to Jefferson High School. I don't want to say what year I graduated in. It was a long time ago. All right, 69. And I went to school at Michigan State, graduated there in 74. And
well,
came back to Monroe.
We can figure out the age from there.
Yeah, so. That's true. Yeah, that's true. So I came back to Monroe. I worked at for the state of Michigan, then worked at Union Pump Company in Battle Creek, but then came back to Monroe to pursue some ideas with pump technology.
Okay, pretty interesting. When I went to school, I know a lot of your business revolves around osmosis, and I'm sure you're going to tell us all about that. But I remember the osmosis challenge that I had in college, trying to understand how that all works. And thank God I went into some other career, because you wouldn't have this company if it was up to me. So thank God that you're there. So let's, Bradley, pull up one of the pictures here. we got a lot of pictures to go with Eli, and this is a fabulous facility right here in Monroe. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, our first office in Monroe was actually on Washington Street. We just were 3 people at the time. We had a little design office, and then we moved to a rented space in Monroe, and then in 2006 we built that facility. The original facility is 20,000 square feet, and we tried to make it as comfortable as we could for the entire FEDCO team. And one of the first things I thought about when we walked into that facility after it was finished is, we'll never fill this up. It's too big. And 3 years later, we had to expand.
Now, Bradley, do you have another picture there? Maybe we got, there's a little better idea of the size of this building. It's huge.
Well, yeah, this is actually a picture of our Dubai operation.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we're partners of Torshima Pump Company. And so this is in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
And so we have an office there, repair facility, maintenance facilities, sales office. So that was a big move for us to create that facility in Dubai. That really expanded our reach into the Middle East market.
Okay, well, good. So Monroe County business, international.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, the great majority of our sales are international.
Okay. Bradley, how about another picture here? I want to...
That's an international example right there.
Yeah.
This is a ribbon cutting for our latest edition. That's me on the extreme left. That's the head of international marketing, Elena, or my wife, with the scissors.
Okay.
Then to the right, we have 2 gentlemen from Japan who are our partners. The gentleman to the right, to the furthest right, is the president of Torshima Pump Company.
We're talking definitely international company here.
Yep.
Brad, how about another picture? Okay, this is this is Monroe.
Yep. This is the third expansion. To the right, you can see the second expansion. To the further right, outside of the frame of the picture, was our original building. This last expansion was 72,000 square feet. If you look at the glassed-in section, on the second floor is a fitness center for our employees.
Okay.
And on the third section is offices, and the first section is reception area and meeting rooms.
Okay. Now, let's just take another picture here. We're going to have a short timeline here, because we've got a lot of good material to cover, Eli. And I'm not sure what that is, but that looks like the roof of something.
Yeah, it does. It kind of illustrates the focus of our company. We try to be a green company, environmentally friendly company. And what the roof shows there, first off, shows the white color, which reflects heat, solar gain, so we reduce our air conditioning load. And those rooftop units are geothermal heating and cooling units. So we use groundwater as a source for both heating and cooling. So it saves energy, it reduces CO2 emissions, and so it's kind of unusual for an industrial facility to have that. Our facility is fully air conditioned throughout, so the guys in the shop really appreciate that during the hot days of the summer.
Is this what they call green technology?
I would say so,
with a combination of all of those things. And this is in the Monroe plant, the Monroe facility, on Turns Avenue, right near I-75.
Correct. Yep.
Right, and you're nestled in with a bunch of successful businesses right here in the city of Monroe. Got it all. So that's great. Really interested, did you wake up one morning and say, I'm going to invent a piece of miracle equipment that's going to take salt water and make it into fresh water. How did that all come about? Did the market drive that, or did you have that as a goal? Because isn't that, at the end of the day, basically what the company does?
Well, yeah. What we do is, we develop fluid machines that excel at something. Whether it's efficiency, compactness, or something. And it's almost as if the technology is first, and then the market is second. In the sense that, and it didn't happen overnight. I mean, it's been my life's kind of focus for, since I can't remember when, very young, to work with fluid equipment, work with fluids, and it just made sense. It just kind of evolved over the years. When I was in college, even though my degree is in computer engineering, my first fascination was fluid machines and maybe using computers on how to calculate performance of fluid machines. And then it just kind of evolved, and the first few products I think we had were very, very clever, but the market, it'd take too big of an effort to capitalize on that technology. So then the direction was, all right, let's develop a product that could be manufactured and marketed by a small organization. So that's what launched FEDCO. We left some technologies behind to focus on something that we could turn into a commercial product. Kind
of restructured to what was available to be able to do.
Yeah, you have to adapt. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, didn't you, over time, partner with a Japanese company at some point in FEDCO's history?
Yep. The FEDCO history is interesting. We started off as a 50-50 partnership with a company called Osmosis out of Minneapolis. And then about 3 years after that, after FEDCO was started, which was 1997, General Electric bought Osmosis, and then General Electric became our partner. And so from 2002 to 2006, GE was our partner. And then in 2006, we were able to finance the buyout of GE's interest in FEDCO. But GE remains one of our best customers to this day. So it was really kind of a very positive development. We gained the freedom to pursue markets that GE did not want us in because they were competing in those markets. And also we gained them as a great customer. And then in 2012, we were approached by a company from Japan. We've been approached by many companies, but the Torishima offer was very, very intriguing. They shared many of our values in terms of customer support, long-term commitment to the market, and product innovation. So Torishima became a partner of FEDCO in 2012, and they're our partner to this day.
Okay, well, very good. I know I attended, and we're going to get to one of those pictures here pretty soon, an open house that you had, and it was very apparent how you treated your employees at such a high level. And we'll get into that, I'm sure. But Brad, how about another picture here? Okay.
Yeah, that just shows a typical manufacturing work area. In the foreground of the picture, you can see a couple of our smaller products. These are castings that will be used as part of a turbocharger. But this turbocharger, unlike an automotive turbocharger, uses high-pressure liquids to drive the process.
When you keep referring to fluid equipment, in Monroe here, I kind of always assume that just kind of boiled down to a fancy name for a pump. But it's not true, right?
Well, there's pumps, there's turbines, there's a whole variety of different styles. If I recall correctly, the second most widely manufactured machine in the world is a pump, the first being electric motors. So the pumps are fundamental to industrial processes, and for every process there seems to be a unique design.
Okay.
So it's a tremendous range of designs.
Does it always find its way back to the saltwater challenge, or is there other applications that don't have anything to do with saltwater that your equipment does?
Well, yeah, our equipment, the markets that we sell our equipment to are seawater desalinization using reverse osmosis. And that's where, for reverse osmosis to work, you need to pressurize the seawater to a very high level, perhaps 800 pounds per square inch or 900 pounds per square inch. And then that pressure will force pure water through a membrane, but the membrane blocks the salt. Okay. And then the process, though, results in the rejection of a high-pressure stream called brine. This is the concentrated seawater that exits the membrane after you extracted a certain percentage of the fresh water. Okay. And that water, high pressure, 800, 900 psi, then we developed equipment that will recover the energy of that high-pressure stream to reduce the net energy consumption of the process.
So you recycle it back through the plant
Exactly,
in some
like,
way.
like a
Okay.
turbocharger in a car, we take exhaust energy, you
All right.
might say, and then recycle that back into the process through the turbocharger. So we make a high pressure pump, and we make a variety of sizes, configurations, materials, and then we also make energy recovery devices. Now, our main markets have been seawater desalinization, but we've been moving more into brackish water desalinization. This is big in Florida, Texas, California, where they don't use seawater so much, but they use groundwater that's too salty for human consumption or irrigation, but not nearly as salty as ocean water. And the lower TDS, or the lower salinity level, is easier to process into fresh water.
So, in a layman's term, and I think I know a little bit about this, so when a freshwater river discharges into the ocean, isn't there a certain area between the ocean and upstream that becomes brine, or am I wrong?
Brackish, right.
Brackish, is that what we're talking about?
And that's I wish we had more time to talk about that, but that interface between the freshwater and the seawater is a very interesting zone. And there's actually energy recovery potential there as well. And we're looking at that as a longer-term development. It's called power generation by osmosis.
Well, you know, with all the droughts going on out west in California, we're going to talk about that in just a second, but, you know, it seems that Michigan is the only state that's surrounded by all this fresh water.
Yes.
So at some point, you know, there's discussions of having water shipped out to Nevada and California, all that kind of stuff, and it seems to me like what you're on here is maybe you got the answer. They can just get this water out of the ocean. Huh?
Yeah, it's just amazing. We take water for granted here, and thank God we can. Because in California, because of the drought and the increased demands on water, they do have a big problem. And there's several solutions. There's several ways to address that. One is to pipe in water to big aqueducts. And that creates a lot of environmental impact for, you know, these aqueducts are hundreds of miles long. They require pumping stations every so often, a lot of infrastructure. And it's not cheap. And plus, wherever they're taking the water from, they're depleting that resource. And so the people who live in that area are getting rightfully nervous.
Yeah.
Another method is desalinization, which we were just talking about, where you take the ocean water, which is their limitless amount, desalinize it, and then that produces a water supply which is completely predictable. It's not dependent on water cycles or weather cycles or climate change. So it does really offer a good solution. In California, the challenge there is more of the politics of development. And so we are just hoping that California and other states that have similar water shortages, Texas is going through some less severe water shortages right now, but that they will adopt every technology that can help them meet their needs.
Okay. Well, we're talking about the United States, but you've got a partner that's from Japan.
Right.
So evidently in Saudi Arabia, I think you said you had a plant there or near there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's got to be the same problems over there of trying to get fresh water. So is it different over there than it is here, or is it just...
Well, it's different in any way you could imagine.
Well,
it's
politics,
different.
I'm sure, over there aren't near as what you're probably...
Yeah, there they have no choice. They need
Yeah.
the water. And Saudi Arabia is a major market for us. In fact, two of our largest installations are in Saudi Arabia. One is in Jeddah. The other one is in Ras Al Khair. Jeddah is on the Red Sea coast. Ras Al Khair is on the Arabian Gulf coast. And so these plants are big. The Jeddah plant produces 240,000 tons of water per day, and the Ras Al Khair plant produces 360,000 tons of water per day.
Okay. This is used for drinking water.
Drinking water, yep,
And
yep.
crop production?
Yeah, Saudi's interesting because
Yeah.
they will actually use desalinated water for irrigation. It's an expensive form of water for irrigation. Generally, seawater desalinization does not produce a lower enough cost water for irrigation. Obviously, crops use vast amounts of water, but in Saudi, they want to develop a food supply of their own, so they do use seawater desalinization for crop production. Other regions of the world uses brackish water desalinization for crop production, but Saudi is unique in using seawater.
Very interesting. How about another picture, Brad? We got a lot. This is amazing. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, this is in our new facility. This is our inventory area. You can see some overhead cranes. Because we deal with some very large pieces of equipment, we have many overhead cranes throughout the facility. But this picture here mostly illustrates the inventory area.
Okay, good. And this is Monroe?
Yes.
These are all pumps that are ready to be shipped out all around the world? Is that what we're
Correct,
looking
yeah.
at?
About 70% of our business, 80% of our business is export. So, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have many customers around here, but we buy local, hire local, but we sell global.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. We're going to get to one of the slides that you're getting an award from the community college, but let's get into that right now.
Okay.
Where do you get your talent from? Where do you find the people that have to be trained at this level? Do we have it here in Monroe County?
We do.
Evidently.
Michigan and Monroe in particular is a great place for manufacturing. I mean, there's because of the auto industry, because of the suppliers, there's high quality machine tool suppliers, foundries are nearby, good quality foundries,
Okay.
and we got a great resource in Monroe Community College. Many of our people have graduated from there. I mean, some have come directly from the college, others have gone on to four-year colleges to get their bachelor's degrees, and then they come back. So the community college has been a great asset and resource for our company. I mean, our employees have associate's degrees, have bachelor's degrees and master's degrees.
You're going to be able to walk in today to your place without some kind of formal education and get a job?
It would really be helpful if you had some college. It depends on the position, especially for the machining positions. A lot of them are CNC machining, where you need to have a good amount of programming knowledge for CNC programming, drafting skills, be able to read a print, able to do basic programming. But we do have material handlers as well, so it isn't like, you know, all
Everybody,
rocket science, right?
Well, pretty much wherever you go in production facilities, you've got the same set of
Spectrum,
challenges.
right.
And if they're trained better, then they get paid more. So it's an investment in yourself to go to school and be prepared so when you can have that opportunity, you've got that sheepskin to go along with getting the job. So
yeah, I mean, we really, and people have a good work ethic. You know, that's the key, is to want to work, to be part of a team, and we will help train. We have a very generous program to cover tuition and other expenses for training, so many of our employees are receiving that as to raise their educational levels, skill levels, and so it's a win-win for everybody.
how many employees do you have in Monroe?
In Monroe, about 92 perhaps
92,
right now.
and how about throughout the world?
We probably just got maybe 8 or 9 in the rest of our offices.
Okay,
So,
so,
but our Japanese partner provides a lot of the other staffing in those areas.
okay, interesting. And the relationship between you and the Japanese, always been good in Monroe County. We've had a lot of different companies come in. They're wonderful people to deal with, and they're wonderful people they got great work ethics. Sometimes even better than what I think sometimes our people have. But has that been all great for you?
Yeah,
Evidently?
it has been. We have several engineers who transferred from Japan to here, and they're great. I mean, we have nothing but good things to say about them. They fit very well with our team. Our team has a good work ethic as well, and so it's been entertaining, amazing. It's really worked out well.
Good, good. How about another picture?
That is a reverse osmosis facility.
Ah, we finally get to it.
Yes.
Reverse osmosis.
Yes. In the foreground, you see that blue vertical motor and that stainless steel pipe underneath it. That's one
Yes.
of our energy recovery devices. And then in the background, you see another one to the left. And then those tubes, those horizontal tubes, contain the actual membranes which separate the salty water from the fresh water. So, but our pumps there, our energy recovery devices there, actually that's a combination turbine and pump. The upper portion is a turbine section that recovers the waste energy from the high pressure stream coming out of the membrane.
Okay.
And then the lower pipe is feed water, and that energy from the pump plus the motor on top, or excuse me, from the turbine plus the motor on top, is used to help pressurize the feed water before it goes into the membrane.
Okay.
I think that may be in Spain.
All
This
right.
one here is in Singapore.
The other one was
In Spain.
in Spain.
Right.
Okay. So, okay.
Or no, it might have been in Florida. I think that might have been Florida, excuse me.
Okay.
That probably was in Florida. This is in Singapore. We were just there about 3 weeks ago. This is at a big water recycling facility, and that's the other market, is where they take sewage, purify it, then to a high level, and then they feed it into a reverse osmosis system for the final purification. And in Singapore, they obtain up to 1/3 of their water through water recycling. And so that's becoming a bigger and bigger market for us as the need for pure water develops, and it's actually cheaper to recycle water than to use seawater desalinization.
Now, do you have competition in that world?
So there's always competition.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Right, yeah.
So what you're doing here, you're competing on a worldwide basis.
Yes.
Looks to me like you're doing very well at it.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's our innovation. We are always pushing the envelope in terms of performance of our equipment, in terms of fast delivery, in terms of field service support. For instance, the Dubai facility was crucial for us to really gain enough credibility to go after the mega projects. These are the big projects that supply whole cities with seawater, like the Jeddah project, the Ras Al Khair project. So between our service, our innovation, and our fast delivery, I think we're staying pretty well ahead of the competition.
Now, do you have special patents along the way that inventions that you've done, that you've patented? And
yeah, last time I checked, we had 14 patents that have significance for our company. We have many more in various stages of application, and they're not all from me. Our team has developed many innovations on their own.
Yeah, amazing. And right here in the middle of Monroe County, in the city of Monroe, this is happening. So good. Brad, how about another picture? Okay.
Yeah, that's a typical combination of a pump and a turbine section. To the left would be a motor would bolt up to that adapter on the left, and so this would be for a brackish water installation, a medium pressure application.
Yeah.
That is a cross section of one of our higher pressure pumps. We would take this to trade shows, for example, so they could see the internals of it. That is a very well traveled piece of equipment. It's been to different parts around the world. Okay. So it shows our pump on the right and the turbocharger is on the left.
Okay, now Brad, go back, just give me a second here. All of those parts, all of those castings, are they made here in Monroe County, or
no? The castings are from various foundries.
Okay.
But we do all the design here. We do the analysis here. We design the castings, the machining drawings, and then as far as the rest of the components, we machine most of them here. A few of them come partially machined from the foundry, but the bulk of the machining and all of the assembly, testing, and of course shipping is done here in Monroe.
Okay. So, you know, your success is passed on to other sites that manufacture these parts in other communities. So right. I'm just trying to make a point of the global effects of economic improvement. Right. If one community is doing well, another community can benefit by that. Right.
The money comes into the United States and then we spend it locally. So we're not taking business away from another company down the street. It's coming in from outside.
Oh yeah. And what do we got? This is.
Yeah, these are some small examples, examples of our smaller turbochargers. These, hold in one hand. Basically, these are for small systems, and again, they're cutaways. You can see on the left one, you can see some of the internal components, and so so we make systems for very small applications, shipboard, marine applications, or offshore platforms, things of that nature.
Okay. Oh, got to talk about this.
Big
news in Monroe County.
That was a crazy era for us, yes. We were so excited to be able to sponsor the U57 Miss FEDCO, and it really was an exciting times for us in FEDCO. We helped make some of the parts on the boat. We did some of the engineering on some of the highly stressed components, and the U57 crew was great. A lot of good energy there, and we wanted to really pursue the technology, but unfortunately the U57 did have an incident where they really had to drop out of the season at the end of the final race, and the boat was not repairable, unfortunately.
And that's part of your crew?
Yeah, that's our crew. Okay. A lot of great crew. You can see our team there, and it was a good time.
Okay.
And there's more of them. Yep.
Okay. And big crew.
Well, this is at open house for. We had invited various schools to have their children submit posters or drawings showing the importance of water in terms of health and energy and food. Yeah. And so we had over 700 submissions, and we had a nice time with that. And this is actually there's a lot behind this. What's in front is the units that we supplied for Jeddah, that big project in in
Okay.
Saudi Arabia. And what's unique about that device is it's the first turbocharger to ever achieve a certain efficiency. A lot of industry experts said you couldn't achieve this efficiency, it's impossible. We knew better, we built it, we achieved it, and so we're very happy that day. Those are the people responsible for making that happen.
Brad, do we have any more? Okay, this is President Kojo at Monroe County Community College, and you're getting some kind of major award here. Just talk briefly about it because we're going to have to kind of...
Well, yeah, we're very honored to receive this award. It was for Colleague Supporter of the Year. We, as I mentioned earlier, we'd like to support the colleagues everywhere we can, so we funded some ongoing scholarships. We donated to help support the New Technology Center, and so we're very, very happy to have that opportunity, and they gave us a very nice recognition for that.
Okay, well, Eli, we really appreciate, what an interesting company. I really appreciate you spending the time with us today. We want to share this great news with everybody out in our community and with our partners down in Ohio. This is going to go into a lot of homesteads and learn a little bit more about what's going on here in Monroe County. So I appreciate you joining us today.
What?
And I want to thank Deb Steelgrave and Jake Leroy for also joining us. And Eli, we had a great show. It's time to leave. I want to share the good news about Monroe County with the world, and we hope that the viewers will too. And look forward to our next show next month, where we'll be most likely visiting some really interesting local businesses, and soon to come will be a nice personal tour of the Lazy Boy facility world headquarters. So thank you for joining our show today.